Hi, I'm Chanel, one of the journalists at Manx Radio. Welcome to the latest edition of Manx Radio Newscast. Debt. It's something that gets everyone, but is help available? I spoke to the Salvation Army about its debt advice service.
It's Debbie White, and I'm the Area Debt Advice Coordinator for the Salvation Army.
So, my name is Emily Ross, and I'm a participant of the course.
Hi, my name is Michelle Macon, and I'm also a participant of the Salvation Army Debt Advisory Service.
I'm Paul DeWitt. I'm a voluntary debt advisor with the Salvation Army, and I'm one of the people who taught on the course.
Right, perfect. So the Salvation Army has been running some courses over the last few weeks. Can you tell me about it?
Sure, we've been running a 3-week budgeting course that's all about encouraging people to take control of their money and trying to walk alongside them as they build their capability in doing that.
Right now for Debbie and Paul, how important is it to run things like this?
I think it's important to look at financial resilience, and we've been talking before coming in here how important it is to get some control back into our budgets, looking at where our expenditure is and minimising that if we can, particularly in the cost of living crisis that we're living in at the moment, and maximising our income, but also looking at different strategies, things on the course. For instance, we were looking at how we can borrow safely, what the impact of cash is against HP or credit cards, and we were also talking about all sorts of things like looking at the way we purchase our food, to be prepared to perhaps batch cook. So it's really all encompassing, because when we talk about budgets, it's not just about the income and the outgoings, it's all about the emotional attachment we have to our finances as well.
Right, Paul, do you want to add on there?
Yeah, it's the old saying, I suppose, prevention's better than cure, and debt advice is all about trying to help people when they are in trouble. But running a budgeting course is about trying to help people avoid getting into difficulties. So in the same way as the health service gives healthy eating advice, it's a bit like that, I guess.
Right now, if I can ask, what was the demand like for people wanting to join the course? And during the course, what were some of the concerns that people raised to you?
We did actually have 13 people booked on the course. Eventually we had 10 turn up and 8 actually finish the course. So you can see people were a little bit anxious before we came along. We always expect some sort of fallback because life happens. People get jobs whilst they're working with us. So I think, and that did happen whilst we were on the course. So it was great. We celebrated that success when the person got a job whilst on the course. But it's really important that when we understand that we're working with individuals who are struggling with their finances, is to actually, the messages I was getting the night before was, I can't do this, Debbie. But sending those encouraging messages and thoughts to them prior to the event, and encouraging them to turn up and to make a difference. And you'll talk to the ladies in a minute and you'll understand what a difference that's made to their lives.
I mean, I suppose the big thing for us was trying not to be like a school maths lesson. A lot of people's idea of hell is double maths into eternity. And getting away from that, making it about the real world and about what matters to people in their lives was crucial for us in trying to put across a message and work with people.
And what were some of the people's concerns during that they mentioned during the course?
Some people particularly, I think people had struggled with maths in the past and were worried about the numbers side of it. So being able to work alongside people to get them to think about things differently is very important. So if people struggle with numbers on a page, sometimes using dummy currency, using specimen notes, is a way of helping people visualise, because then they're really handling bits of paper that mean something.
Right. I think my last question for you guys for now is, what about the cost of living crisis? How is that affecting people? Is that what's kind of encouraging people or driving people to come and take on these courses?
It's difficult to measure that. I think the cost of living crisis has maybe brought the issue to the front of people's minds, But there are always people who are struggling financially for a whole host of individual personal reasons, like relationship breakups or illness or unemployment. And I guess in a way we do live in a society that encourages people to spend money they haven't got on things they don't really need, and then often makes people feel guilty when they do exactly that, and then they struggle. So a lot of it is about just making people accept A, they're not perfect, B, nobody else is either, and learning to work with that.
Right, ladies, if I can. Oh, sorry, Debbie, did you want to add?
Yeah. I think the cost of living crisis is crystallising, like we've been saying here, is crystallising people's thoughts. But definitely, I personally had an incident where I was unwell last year and I was out of work for 3 months, and I noticed the difference going back into the shops 3 months later of the difference in prices. And I'm not fully signed up to the cost of living crisis because I don't like those prices, and they just keep on rising. In fact, something I brought last week has risen 65 pence in 1 week, and people's income is not keeping track on that, and that's what's causing quite a lot of pressure. We've had all last week talking about the budget and the squeezed middle, and people are struggling, and eventually, the society is going to pop at some point, and people are struggling. They're trying to keep heads above water, and anyone that's listening, to be honest, you're not alone. And these ladies who are going to be talking to us in a minute, they're one of many people on the island who are struggling. And all we say is go and talk to somebody. We'll probably give you some advice on how to do that whilst we talk. But you're not alone. And first and foremost, talk to your friends and talk to your family for some help.
Oh, perfect. Now, ladies, can I speak to you guys? When y'all saw the information about the course, what made y'all sign up to it?
For me, it was it's been a lot harder. I had a tough year, to be fair. So I didn't know where to go with my finances. I knew I was in a negative budget from the start, and my thing is that I'm worrying about the failure of being able to provide for my children. And my sister died, and I split up with my husband, and everything got on top of me. I just buried my head in the sand. The hardest thing is coming forward and asking for help. You don't even want your friends or close family knowing how bad you're in it. But yeah, with the help of the Salvation, I went to the Salvation Army. I was a bag of bits, I'm not going to lie, but going on this budgeting course, it made me realise that putting things down on paper and having it more organised helped me to sleep better. Still in a negative budget, but because it's all written down, I sleep so much better. My anxiety is not as bad anymore. I'm managing to go out and meet people and speak about the position I'm in now. So yeah, it's well recommended.
Perfect. Would you like to share, what made you get in contact with the Salvation Army?
Yeah, so my husband and I, we were married for maybe 3-4 years at that point, and we realised we're two very different people with two very different money management skills, trying to run a home, trying to develop our marriage, as well as looking after family members and ourselves. So we realised we came into a lot of issues, and we were just like, our marriage is suffering, our relationship with other people is suffering, our mental health suffering, and we're not able to have that lovely marriage that we thought we might have. So that's what made us get in contact.
I really appreciate you guys talking, because I know it's not easy to share that part of your life with us. So I really appreciate it. Undergoing the course, how has it helped you so far?
It's helping me to budget better. When you're going shopping and using stuff that I've already got in, I've seek help from the food bank. The food bank are excellent as well. So I do my weekly shop off whatever the food bank give me, so I can try and cut back my spending. So I go shopping at night time in ShopRite after 6 p.m. when the yellow sticker stuff goes on, and try and make a meal up for my children that way. So yeah, I don't go out and do a weekly shop no more. I do it day by day, and usually buy stuff cheaper, 10p pizzas, whack them in the freezer. It's helped me to try and think above for feeding my children. Would
you like to add there?
Remind me of the question.
How has the course helped since, or have you noticed the difference that it's made?
Oh, yeah, massively. So I've been able to plan ahead, and I almost get excited now when income is coming in because I know where to put it and what to do with it. And I have a dyscalculia, which is almost like dyslexia but with numbers. So for me, looking at numbers and people talking to me about numbers, it's almost like they're speaking a foreign language to me. I don't understand it. So for me, it was being able to plan ahead and understanding what I was planning ahead for, how much money I'm putting towards that thing, and also being able to sort out the outgoings, the ingoings, and just being able to enjoy life once more, knowing that everything's okay financial wise. I can enjoy life again.
Would you two recommend something like this for other people that's
Oh,
also...
absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people that just don't want to reach out for help. They're too scared. They think whatever. I thought myself personally, no matter who I go to, I'm going to be judged straight away. The Salvation Army never judged me. The food bank didn't judge me. In fact, they've been more than helpful. They point me in the right directions for all types of services, charities with disconnection of my gas and Office of Fair Trading. Yeah, the help is out there. Don't be alone. Please just go and see someone.
Do you want to add to that?
Remind me of the question again, sorry?
Oh, sorry. It was, would you recommend others who's also maybe going through financial difficulties to seek programs like this?
100%. For me and my husband, for example, he was very much he is very much a manly's man, and everything's okay. I can deal with it. I can look after us. We're okay. Where I had to say, I'm sorry, but we have to stop and look at what's going on around us. And because of that, there may be people out there who have marriages where one person is like, no, we're okay. The other person's like, no, we need to sort this out. I 100% recommend it for couples, for families, for young and old, and also people with disabilities. For someone like me who I'm on the autistic spectrum as well as being have dyscalculia. For me, it was another way to understand finances, but from a different point of view that I could understand. So I recommend it for all sorts of abilities, because there are people out there who understand your way of thinking, so they can be able to help you.
I think my last question for you guys would be, what kind of, if you can explain to us when you're in that financial difficulties, what kind of feelings or stress are you under at that moment, and how do you feel now that you've kind of tackled it, or you're tackling it?
I felt anxious, failure. I felt a bad person, I'm not going to lie. But since all this has gone on, I can sleep now. I've actually started getting more confidence again and trying to find a solution now and trying to take that head on and find a way out of this rather than just sitting there and letting it happen. So yeah, there's a lot of loopholes around everything, but they're not going to win me. I'm going to get back up there on that horse and I'm going to win this.
Right, and how did you feel then compared to now?
Honestly, just I'm able to, once again, like I said, enjoy life. I'm able to go out there on a date with my husband and not have to worry that this money is being wasted, or and also being able to just be able to, my mental health as well, having it had such an impact on that. I noticed I was once again being able to sleep at night. I was able to just enjoy life and remind myself that when income comes in and when outgoings go out, you don't have to be scared, you don't have to be worried. Have a plan. So, but before it was awful. My marriage was going downhill. I was getting so stressed over every bit of income was going in or going out, and I wasn't able to look after my family. I wasn't able to look after my pets. I wasn't able to look after my home, my husband. So it has honestly transformed and I was able just to enjoy life.
No, that's perfect. From my questions, is there anything that you guys would like to add that I perhaps didn't mention?
Yeah. Is it about the course, really?
Yeah.
Which one was it? Sorry.
So, did you want to cover anything else?
Yeah, just
go on.
One more.
Yeah, one
Okay.
more for Emily.
It was also to do money managing, but they also taught us about what type of food to look for in shops and what's appropriate budget wise and what's not appropriate. as well as talking to companies and looking at maybe a washing machine or a fridge, but also looking at another company and how much they offer for. So it was all sorts of things, from food to appliances to activities, to just also celebrations like birthdays. So they covered a wide range of financial situations.
Oh no, that sounds great. Can I ask, last week we had the Treasury Minister announcing his budget. Has there been, since the cost ended before the whole budget announcement, Debbie and Paul, and even for you two, has there been any concerns since that, money-wise, maybe with other participants or with yourselves?
I think generally the things that affect people's finances in a big sudden way tend to be in their own lives rather than changes in government policy. So changes in government policy may put money into the economy or take money out, but it tends to be a relatively small slice of money across lots of people. What tends to trigger a debt crisis in somebody's life tends to be something particular to their life. Not always, but usually something particular to their life. So it is things like bereavement or losing their job. So in general, I would say probably not a big difference as a result of the budget, because government changes tend to be incremental and slow moving.
Oh, perfect. Would you like to add, yeah?
I think what we are going to probably start to see from April, because it's not right now, so we haven't seen it yet, and everybody's probably getting their calculators to see how it affects everyone individually, is those individuals who are on benefits and are in receipt of benefits will obviously every year get that increase. So that's really welcome. There were changes in child benefit, but only affects people with more than one child. So if you've got two children, there'll be a definite benefit. But if you've only got one child, then there's not going to be as much benefit to them. But I always do worry a little bit about the single person running a home with all these increased costs, whether it be your rent has gone up or your mortgage has gone up, paying the gas bill, the electrical bill, the food bill, all on your own without additional help from another individual. And that's where we see a lot of our clients in that category, are in that, what we probably is, everyone's calling it the squeeze middle, which I understand starts at around about 35,000, which is not where our clients are. Much of the people who are working with us through the debt advice service are very much below the 35,000, and this is where the squeeze is happening, because of people have got childcare issues, and so some of the changes that are going to happen, I haven't fully read everything as yet. I've got to sit back and really take it in. We won't see the impact of this yet, really, will we, Paul, for some time. And of course, what we're going to have to do is go through everyone's financial statement that we have as clients and update everything, and then see what happens, because even this week there's been changes in Manx Telecom's bills. Everything's starting to sort of rumble down the tracks, and it's not just tax or benefits, it's everything else. Everything's gone up. You've got your rents going up, so if you're in social housing, that rent is going up depending on where you are, how much it is. So there's going to be lots of changes coming ahead, where we were going to have to be sticking very closely to our clients over these next few weeks and months whilst we update all of that.
Oh, perfect. I think I've got everything I need. Anything anyone would like to add or say?
Can I ask a plea for support?
Yeah.
So the Salvation Army only exists with the support of those people in the public who help us. You probably see us in the street. But if there are any organisations that would like to partner with us for our next budget course, we'd love to chat to people. We are looking for volunteers to supplement our volunteers, but also, to help and work with us financially in that area. It does cost the Salvation Army money to put the course on within our own building, and it was a great success. It's a fantastic success in our Braddon building, but we are looking for people who would like to partner with us and to work with us as either volunteers or partner with us financially.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Little Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.